Welcome to the Ogle's channel. Thanks for watching today. Let's talk about the easiest way to defeat Radagon and the Elden Beast and Elden Ring. Now, first off, these are some of the hardest bosses in the game, especially the Elden Beast. To me, is the hardest boss in the game. But let's go through it here. Now, first off, let's take a look at the equipment I'm going to be using. I got the Blasphemous Blade plus 10, the Erdtree Seal plus 10. I also have, as far as the armor goes, nothing special on that, nor my shield, just simply having it equipped. And then, of course, down for my talisman here, I have one that affects my health, one that affects my equipment, stamina, and health, one that increases my power on skills, and one that, of course, gives me more fire damage, which is going to be great for that Blasphemous Blade combo on there. And for the mixed physique, of course, I have something that increases fire damage as well as just HP in general when I'm close to death. And so that's my overall setup before going in there. And of course, as you approach the fog gate, you're going to want to put all these buffs on you before you walk in there, except for the mixed physique. I like to do that only when I'm getting ready to go into the Elden Beast because it won't last that long. And so hold back on that one. Before you go in the fog gate though, go ahead and use all of your buffs that you want to before you even go in there. And of course, I use my rune arc as well as my starlight shard as well, because hey, this is the end of the game. Let's just go ahead and use everything we've got in order to take out these bosses. And of course, you can see which incantations I'm using as well before we go in. I have one that, of course, increase my fire damage, one to increase my damage in general, one that's going to increase my stats as an overall, and then, of course, one that's going to give me a great negation of holy damage, which is extraordinarily important for the second boss fight especially. But I'll put all four of the incantations I'm using on the screen here before we go into the battle, and that way you can see exactly which they are in case you want to look them up in order to equip yourself as well. But as soon as you go into the boss battle, the first thing you want to do is throw out your Mimic. You need to have the Mimic as your summon. Some people like to use some of the other ones, but to me, the Mimic is going to be your best bet because he's going to work with the Rotten Breath, helping you out on that and getting Scarlet Rot. And so to me, the Mimic is the best one to have. But go ahead and throw out the Mimic Summon, and as soon as you throw out the Mimic Summon, you're going to want to have that Blasphemous Blade equipped as your two-hand weapon, and go ahead and do one slam with that Blasphemous Blade to go ahead and send out that Pillar of Fire out toward Radagon. And of course, this is going to give you your health back that you lost from the Mimic Summon. And then as soon as you do that, start rolling off to the side and just keep on rolling to try to avoid all the attacks of Radagon. At this point, he's then going to go and attack your Mimic. And when he attacks your Mimic, this is the perfect time for you to start doing the spamming of your Blasphemous Blade skill. That giant pillar of fire is going to continue to hit him, and look how much damage it does to him every single time. If he starts coming towards you, just simply roll away, keep your distance from him, and eventually he'll go back to attacking the Mimic again. Even if he hits you with some of these long distance slam attacks with his little hammer here, when you hit him with the Blasphemous Blade, you'll earn your health back from that. And just keep only attacking him when he starts going toward the Mimic, and you'll have him defeated in no time. As soon as he's defeated, go ahead and refill your health, and go ahead and refill your magic meter before going into the Elden Beast fight. And at this point, if you'd like, go ahead and drink the mixed physique, but you might want to wait on that. I personally go ahead and drink it now, so you don't forget it later on. Now, as soon as the Elden Beast fight begins, you're going to want to rush behind the Elden Beast as fast as you can. Depending on where the game positions you, left or right, whichever side is the shortest, get behind him and immediately start doing your Blasphemous Blade skill move on him. Get as many of these attacks in as you possibly can before he begins to move away. As he moves away, keep the pressure on him and keep following him. Now, if he tries to take a swing at you with his giant sword here, just roll into that attack, and you can avoid it almost every single time if you just simply roll into it. Roll into it, get beside him or behind him again, and lay into it with those Blasphemous Blade skill attacks all over again. I know it seems like spamming it, but it's the best move you can possibly use against the Elden Beast in my opinion. Now, if he ever goes to attack your Mimic, even better. Use that Blasphemous Blade even more to try to get that skill attack in on him to get that damage on him. Now, if he goes up into the air and does his little magical move like this where he sends a little magic ring down, do not get trapped in that ring, but just simply run off as far as you can to the edge of the level while he's up in the sky, and is the perfect time for you to use your incantations in order to get your damage negation for holy damage back out, as well as your golden vow, which increases your damage. Don't worry about your other incantations at the moment. Just get these two especially out. And if you only have time for one, get the holy damage negation out. Because when the Elden Beast gets about half his health gone, he then begins to use way more holy damage attacks against you, especially the one where it like rains down from the sky. If he does that, just run left or just run right in a straight line. You can avoid most of it and sort of roll at the end of that, and you can avoid it. But if you do get hit by any of the holy attacks, it is very deadly, and you're going to want this holy damage negation on you. So anytime he's up in the sky, be sure and do that incantation to get that holy damage negation on you. Then, at this point, lay into him again, keep the pressure on him, and try to get behind him, avoiding his attacks, either rolling into him or rolling to the side, and just simply get that damage of the Blasphemous Blade on him. Now, the ultimate cheese that can happen is if he begins to attack your Mimic and he really gets stuck in this slam attack on your Mimic where he does like a solid 6 or 7 seconds attacking your Mimic. When he's doing this, he is vulnerable to your attack 100%, and you just simply need to just do a Blasphemous Blade attack over and over and over and over, and you will have his health pretty much decimated, and you'll have him defeated in no time. But even if he doesn't do that attack, just stay on him, keep the pressure on him, get behind him off to the side, and get that Blasphemous Blade attack, continue attacking, and continue taking that health away throughout the battle. But if you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out my other Elden Ring cheese and strategy videos listed up above. And as always, go out there, find a great game to play, and just simply have a great rest of the day.